Cherie Hanson here. I've got my new glasses. I'm very impressed by them. I can see and everything. Today I am going through the six pillars of self-esteem by Nathaniel Braden. It's an older book, but it's new to me, so that's what counts. I go through and do the chapters that I've just read and taken notes on to give to you so that you can benefit as well. We're talking now about knowing. Know where you are in your personal and professional goals, projects. Look at what you do each day and say, have I succeeded or have I failed at the tasks I have set for myself? Always ask yourself when you do something, do, do. That's what we're taught to do. And ask the question, did I align with my purpose today? And it isn't about how much you did. That's not the issue. The issue is, did the actions, did the use of your time, did the use of your energy align with your goals? So we look at that, we assess it. Always seek feedback and correction. What I mean by this is I'm very stubborn and I know everything. Hello, you met me? I just know everything. So of course, my attitude towards most people as I went through my life was they can't tell me anything. When I was teaching and I was moving heavy boxes of books from one room to another, and one of the teachers showed up and said, I have to go down the hall there. Can I carry the box for you? And my response was, no. And it was the same thing with teaching. People would suggest things or try to help me. And I would be so sure that only I knew what was the correct thing to do that I would reject the learning. Now, where I've come to is I understand that the most blighted people, the most hunched over, the most unlikely individual can come up to me and teach me something. There is wisdom in listening and in adapting the self. We have to be in a place where, like I was thinking about the work suggestion box. We have to keep our suggestion box open. You know, you never know. You may get just the perfect thing that will shift everything for you. Be able to see and correct your mistakes and in a timely manner. I don't mean by this, don't be in a terrible marriage for 16 years and then correct it. See if you can get that a little faster. Always be aware of expanding your awareness. It's like you're looking through the world in a pinhole that you have created in this denseness of your life. And always look at how you can increase what you are seeing, how you can increase the efficacy of what you are doing. Try to understand your world. Imagine that you were a stranger that just showed up on your doorstep and the stranger is watching you go through your day, go through your rituals, go through hour after hour. Look at it as if you're seeing it for the first time and be in a place where you can go, oh, why don't we shift this? Also, a lot of people that I coach, one of the things that stops them dead in their tracks is they don't know what their needs are. They've never been taught to pay attention to what they need. They don't know what they're feeling. They've given up their feelings to somebody outside of them. Here, take all my feelings, and now you can give me love because I've stripped myself of my individuality. What are your values? Always operate from that point. Fear and pain should not be treated as a time to close our eyes, but as a time to open our eyes. We have a tendency to shut down, to try to escape when we come up against fear and pain. When in fact the fear and the pain can be a great teacher. We can ask, what is this fear about? What is it telling me? What is this pain about? What is it telling me? When you have really strong self-esteem, you do not surrender to barriers or blockages. You just see it as a problem that needs to be solved. Self-esteem, which is flowing, shows if you are humiliated by any failure. So here's the thing. If our love of ourselves is conditional, then every single time that you're trying to learn something new and it didn't work, and we remove our support for ourselves, that does not help us in the world. What am I doing? What am I doing when I like myself? I often ask myself this question. What am I doing when I am in flow? What am I doing when I'm not criticizing myself or calling myself out for being human? What am I doing when I don't like myself? And the first thing we need to do is understand that that has to be stopped. I do not like myself when I do this, so don't do it. Oh yeah, that's simple. Notice the feelings that are coming up in your body. Unconscious people don't take action based on their own values or based on their own pain. Now, I really like the system that Nathaniel Braden has set up. It's called the 5% system. If I brought a higher consciousness to my relationship with this person, if I bring 5% more awareness of my actions today, if I pay more attention to how I deal with people by 5%, if I bring 5% more of my passion and my focus to this activity. So we ask these selves, and I think what's interesting is he's actually talking about the baby step or atomic habit issue. What is something that I can do to bring me closer to my goal? The next chapter was really enlightening for me. It was like somebody turned on the Klieg lights on a movie set. You know, it's like, oh my God. The practice of self-acceptance. Without self-acceptance, self-esteem is impossible. always we will be locked up in something that we do instead of what we are. The first level of self-acceptance is to be on our own side. You know, you're your best friend. You're your defender. You are the valiant knight of your life. I love myself because I am alive. I love myself because I am alive. End of story. Nothing else needs to be said. Not because I was perfect or because I did something or because I didn't do something, but because I'm alive. It is my birthright. It is my birthright to be loved. Some people are so self-rejecting that they're in an approach avoidance relationship with their own entity. I love you only if you do this. Oh, I don't love you. You know, like, oh, you were terrible. You ate a few handfuls of potato chips yesterday. You're not worthy of my love. I refuse to be in an adverse relationship with myself. I am not my greatest adversary. Isn't that amazing? I love that. I choose all day, every hour, to value myself. Why? Because I'm alive. Now, the second level, we become very good at seeing what we're actually thinking, or what we're actually feeling, or what we actually desire, or what we have actually done. And I was saying to a friend today, that would have saved me 16 years of misery if I hadn't been in a state of denying the reality that was around me. And so, if we can be present to our behavior, if we don't have to indulge in self-deception, denial of reality in order to keep ourselves from rejecting ourselves, we're going to grow so much faster. Accepting the reality of what is going on always gives us a choice. We can now take action based on what is actually going on and not what, the streetcar named Desire Blanche flouncing around in the apartment is projecting. We do not want to be in a place where we're so adversarial in our own lives that we deny what is going on around us. It takes away all of our power to make another choice. Isn't that beautiful? Anyway, I wanted to share that with you today. I'm really enjoying this book. I'm really starting to see more clearly as a life coach what I can say to people who seem to be locked into this blithe, fantasy existence that they're in, and understand why it's going on. It's going on because you're not capable of loving yourself as you are. You have to be better than you are. You have to be other than you are. And when we can just settle down and pick ourselves up and give ourselves the love we need, that's when we can grow. Get a hold of me if you want a psychic reading, if you want to have a card reading, if you want to have coaching. Please subscribe to my channel. It will help not only me, but everyone who is looking for some advice that will help pull them out of the stream that is rapidly taking them down to the waterfall. We want to get them out of that. And I will say to you, I deeply appreciate you stopping and viewing my videos. I appreciate you.